All right, hello everyone, welcome to another bicycle vlog. Today I thought I'd decide to talk about who can come to Japan right now, because the last video I was talking about a Japan update and talking about what the current situation was, and at that time I didn't really do much research. I just kind of just talked about like what I was seeing like here. I'm sorry if it's a little windy as well. I'll try to go into some of the small streets. And this bicycle vlog, I wanted to actually show you a different neighborhood, because on Sundays I usually do all my errands and go to get groceries from two different grocery stores. So I've been kind of going the same direction. This time I'm going the opposite way, but yeah, it's really windy. So the last YouTube video about the update in Japan, there were some comments and asking some questions about their situation. So I hope it's okay that I'm not saying who, but I think there are three different messages which were perfect, because one was from, let's go this way, maybe it'll be less windier. One was from a student that was that got a security job as an intern in Sapporo, I believe. The second person was a student that was coming to a Japanese university, I believe in September. And then there was one that was a tourist that was that wanted to know when she can come back. So I think that those are three perfect examples of the types of people who want to come to Japan currently, this year or the next. So I did a little bit of research. I checked some websites, and a lot of people were saying that that the official website for the Japanese government is kind of wishy-washy, and that it kind of contradicts a lot of the message that they're putting out. So I've looked at several other websites as well, and so as far as tourism goes, so here's the history. So in last year, when the coronavirus hit, they kind of banned everybody, and even like residents that left the country, they couldn't get back. And then also like foreigners who also have residency couldn't also get back as well. So so there was a big thing, because I think at one point they weren't letting any, they were kind of like, I think they were letting foreign nationals in, not foreign nationals, yeah, like Japanese citizens in, but they weren't letting foreign nationals in. Yeah, so like non-Japanese people. So that kind of angered a lot of the foreigners in the foreign community. But in October they started letting everybody in. Not everybody, but they had like this they had business track and residence track, where they had like an agreement with like 11 countries that have really low rates of infections, and they were letting business for those countries in. Now they had a certain type of agreement, and then they also had foreign nationals who had a visa, that already had the visa status, to come back in. And so I remember like one of my coworkers, she left. She works part-time, and she left to Taiwan, and she couldn't get back in. So after October, when they had all this agreement, they had all this stuff going on, she actually came back and quarantined and did all of that. And so she's back here now. So I know a few people that have left, have returned, and yeah. So and then in January they had the state of emergency for pretty much all of the major cities, and so they suspended all the they suspended all of that. So even if you were a foreign national, if you're a Japanese citizen, they wouldn't allow you in until the ban was lifted. So they've extended it again in February, and then now March they've stopped it. They stopped it early. So now, I believe only Tokyo and the surrounding prefectures of Tokyo have still extended that. These people are driving real loud. I mean, what are they trying to get to? So the Tokyo and the surrounding prefectures have actually extended the state of emergency, but Osaka and all these other, like Kobe, Kyoto, they have ended the state of emergency. So that's what the current situation is right now. I took some notes because I always forget things. Let's see here. What did I write? All right, so they're going to get the Pfizer vaccine, which is, I said in the other video as well, they've kind of pushed back the dates. They've delayed it. So right now, all the healthcare workers are getting it, and they said that they found like extra healthcare workers somewhere, like a million more somewhere. So they need to get more vaccines, and they have to push back like the dates where regular people can get it. So they said, I think in April or in June, that the elderly will get it. So for the regular population, people are even saying like in August. And you know, it's the Pfizer one is like a month, like you have to get 2 shots. But I just talked to my mom this morning, and she was saying that she's getting the Pfizer vaccine in America, and that they told her that the in-between time will be 3 weeks. So I think they're shortening the time. And then so yeah, so they're not going to have all these vaccines ready until, you know, after the Olympics. So yeah, so there's no word yet on any kind of new information. So so if anybody has travel plans or booked flights before June, that they have to really sit tight and wait for the government for their newest information or updated information. I saw a Skyline in this parking lot, this Nissan parking lot. Oh, there's 2 Skylines. They probably work here. All right, this is a dealership. I've never been in this area, so it's kind of new to me. All right, what else? So the government actually is planning to reopen tourism, and they're planning right now. And what they're saying is they're going to have like small tour groups as kind of like a test sample. So they eventually want people. They eventually want to open up tourism in Japan, and I think they're really pushing that, and they're planning it right now. So they're expecting to open up to small tour groups. Yeah, so regarding those 3, the people that are the one person that's trying to get here through a job, through internship, you probably have to wait until the last state of emergency is finished with Tokyo, and then have to see what the government's planning to do after that, because I'm pretty sure they want people to come back, but safely. As far as me too, I'm actually looking for a job, but since they're not letting anybody in, so it makes it a lot easier for me. Maybe it's easier for me to find a job here, because actually I don't really have like I don't really know for sure, but I mean, a lot of these companies, they always try to hire within. So there's not, most of the companies here don't want to sponsor the visa for people outside. So a lot of companies, when I look for jobs, they always say if you have a current visa, which I already do. So the people that are waiting for like English teachers that want to come here to teach English, I would just say to keep applying and try your best and wait until things open, because you never know, because maybe you apply for a job and they want to hire you, but they can't let you in yet. Right when the government says it's okay, then you might be able to go right away. So if I was a person trying to get a job teaching English, I would still keep looking. So that person that left a comment about going to Sapporo, I would just get ready. If you can get a vaccine, get a vaccine, and just prepare yourself, because you never know what's going to happen, especially with these kind of things. For the person who is a student, and that's not until September. So yeah, you too, I would probably prepare to leave soon. Oh man, this is a big, maybe I should turn around. Yeah, so I would prepare to leave, and I remember you were saying that you're gonna get the vaccine, so which is even better. I think they're gonna have everything under control by September at least. That's just my guess. And again, I'm not a professional, so I'm just trying to help anybody that's out there. This stuff is online. This is just the stuff that I read. Again, I'm just some stupid guy with a camera riding my bicycle through neighborhoods. But if this helps anybody, I hope it does. But yeah, again, don't take my information for whatever it is. Do your own research if you want to. So yeah, so for the student, I think you should prepare. I think by September they should have everything under control, hopefully. I know they're doing like mass vaccinations back home, and I think by August, by summer, when they're gonna give everybody vaccines for free, I think most Japanese people are gonna listen to the government, so they're gonna probably get it. And the government really wants to, get things moving. They want to get the economy going. And I'll go this way. And for the tourists, yeah, I mean, it's really hard for tourists. It's like do you buy the tickets and get ready, and because like even when the tickets, like let's say there's something happens and you can't get in, it's never like 100%, and then you have to deal with like getting the refunds and all of that. I don't know how easy that is, but I bought some tickets to the Philippines, and it's such a hassle to get all my money back and the refund that I've kind of just given up on it. And that's like $300 right there. So yeah, for tourists, I think I would just wait. I myself am dying to travel, but I'm not gonna go and buy some tickets right now, because I'd rather play it safe than sorry. For the Olympics, I don't think anybody really cares. Look at this. This is the Meiji factory. I've never been here, but usually this is right near my house, and sometimes you can smell chocolate. Like I think on Saturday over the weekend, it was so strong, it smelled like chocolate bread, and I knew it's from this factory. On the other side, I think it's like a huge chocolate bar. The facade of the building is like a huge chocolate bar. Yeah, so for the Olympics, so I think that they're saying that the G7 is supporting the Olympics to come, and they're saying that you don't need a vaccine necessarily to they're not making people to mandatory vaccine, but they are saying that they're going to have to take a PRC test in order to go to the event. And anybody that is going to the event, and I think this is for people from outside of Japan, or maybe inside as well, that you have to, oh, get out of the way. They think they're so cool buying their car. I'm just kidding. they they probably can't hear me because of this loud street. But let me get into a small street. All right, so yeah, so they're gonna probably for people that are coming to the I almost got hit by this car. So people that are coming to the Tokyo Games, the Olympic Games, they're going to have to write but tell them like a 14-day plan of where they're going to be and where they're going. And I think they're going to have, even after the PRC testing, they have to like track themselves. So they're probably, they said that there's some sort of like line application is like the Japanese like Facebook pretty much, and they're going to have to be tracked by the government, and where they go and where they stay if they have spectators coming in. And that's another thing, because right now they're testing in small quantities of spectators, and they're saying if it works well, they're going to keep increasing the amount of spectators. So like I said before, my friend is supposed to come here. He got tickets for him and I mean, I'm going to pay him back, but right now we're going back and forth and talking about if he's going to be allowed to come back, not come back, but to come in, and if not, maybe hopefully he'll sell me the tickets, just sell me one ticket or two. But yeah, you have to take a PRC test. I don't know how that's gonna work out, but you have to do that. And also too, like people that are coming in, I'm not sure if they're gonna do this in the future as well, like when everybody is vaccinated, but you have to take the PRC test before, and I've heard that in some places, not in some places, but you have to do like a 14-day quarantine, do a PRC test, like a 72-hour PRC test, 14-day quarantine, and then another PRC test. Yeah, I think, yeah, and if you work for, I remember like if you work, there was a big increase in infections before with the U.S. Army, because the U.S. Army didn't have to do a 14-day quarantine, or they could just come in and out, and there was a huge increase in infections in Okinawa, I remember. But I'm not sure how that's working right now, but they're letting the athletes in this month actually, and they don't have to do a 14-day quarantine. I'm not sure what's the reason. Maybe because they are going to do the PRC testing, and because if they do maybe a 2-week quarantine, they won't be allowed to train. And the Olympics are coming up real soon, so I don't know if maybe that's the reason. But yeah, so a lot of the stuff, there's nothing like 100% right now. Everybody's kind of waiting on what the government's planning to do. There's no black and white. I think they had the plans going up and running in October, but with the high increase in infections, they had to do the state of emergency, which kind of messed up all the plans. And so as of now, I think they're trying to get the numbers down so they can get the Olympics moving. And I think that's like the really big part here, especially in Tokyo. They're really trying to push for the Olympics, to really get the economy moving. And they're really trying to get the tourism moving, because I believe tourism is one of Japan's biggest economy moneymaker. I mean, that's just the way I see it. I mean, even like the trains, they're so expensive. The taxis, they're so expensive. And I think that's because, you know, it like somehow affects the economy and makes more money for them. And like for anybody who works in Japan, like any company, they usually pay for your transportation. And I believe they pay for your transportation, and the government like kind of gives them some sort of like tax break or something. That's what I think, because there's no way these these companies can pay for your transportation, because the transportation is so expensive. It's really expensive actually. Yeah, so yeah, so they sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm trying to think which way I'm supposed to go, because I know this is a dead end. I've been in this dead end like twice already. I gotta go this way. Ooh, is it a red light? I don't know. Okay. All right, so yeah, I think it's pretty dangerous to get a baby going on the street, but let me just try to get to this small street. It's kind of dangerous out here. Yeah, so I think everything will be up and running, hopefully. This is just my guess. I'm not an expert. This is just my guess. I think they'll have everything up and running by the end of this year, hopefully. I think, I mean, because like everyone's getting vaccinated. I think the PRC testing is going to be like the new norm, where you have to do like PRC testing before you go. Me and my girlfriend have actually been talking about traveling in a couple of months if I get a job. So we're thinking about going to Okinawa, or Okinawa again, or just somewhere outside of Osaka. We usually travel a lot, and you know, I've been getting the itch to travel recently, and you know, this is probably like the longest time I've been stuck in one place. So hopefully I can hopefully I can get a job first, and then next hopefully I can go visit somewhere and make videos about it, make YouTube videos about it. So I hope that helps. I know I'm kind of like all over the place, and maybe I have forgotten something. If I was wrong about something, please leave a comment, let me know. You know, I could always be wrong as well. And yeah, if you have any questions or any other things that you want to know, please leave a comment and I'll try my best to find out. And I hope you enjoyed this video. It was kind of noisy. I'm not really good at multitasking, so it's kind of hard for me riding a bike, and then when it's like noisy, it kind of gets a little crazy. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.